Can a lawyer do everything right and still do something unforgivable? David Spaulding was 20 years old, fractured ribs, fractured clavicles, cerebral concussion. His father sued the driver who hit him. Both sides retained physicians. Spaulding's doctor found no aneurysm. However, the defense's neurologist did and reported it to the defense counsel privately. The attorney read the report. He set it down and said nothing, because no rule required him to speak. The adversarial system exists so that each side can advance its own interests, as long as it's within legal bounds. So the settlement kicked in. Spaulding's father signed it. It was brought before the court by the defense counsel, but no aneurysm was mentioned. The court approved the case, and the case was closed. David Spaulding walked around for 2 years with a tear forming in his aorta. He found out in an army hospital and later went for surgery. However, when he went to vacate his settlement, the Supreme Court of Minnesota was precise. The defense counsel had no legal duty to disclose, no rule was broken, and both parties acted in good faith. But guess what? The court vacated the settlement anyways. Why? Because when two parties finish negotiating and bring a settlement before a judge for approval, especially on behalf of a minor, they are no longer opponents. They are jointly asking the court to bless an agreement. The court is not a rubber stamp. It has its own interest in what it approves. And the defense had brought the court an agreement while withholding the one fact that would have changed everything. That is the line. Not a rule, not a canon. A line the court drew by looking at what had actually happened and refusing to call it just. The rules ran out before the decision had to be made. What filled the space was not ethics codes or precedents. It was the court looking in the mirror and asking itself, what kind of system are we if justification and permission are the same thing? Because they are not the same thing, and they never were. And most lawyers eventually find themselves in situations like this. Now, you watching this could find yourself in a situation like this. The rules will permit something. No one will require for you to speak. But when that moment comes, what will you do?